Woo! Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. So the other day, I was asked by a client, and she prefaced the question by saying, "This is going to be a difficult question for you. But as a coach, in all your years of experience, the people that you've dealt with, what is the number one thing that keeps people from getting what they want in life, being who they want to be in life, achieving what they want to be in life, whatever?" So I took this question very seriously, and without hesitation, I answered it. I said, this is going to be easy, because the number one thing that keeps people away from who they truly are is the story that they have developed about themselves. Now, oftentimes people get this mistaken when I say that the story you've created is bullshit. It's almost as if to say that what happened to them did not happen. And that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not denying that things happen to people. What I am challenging is the story that you developed about it. And this story builds a narrative. It's like a movie. It's a theme. And throughout your entire life, because of certain instances that have happened, you have developed this narrative about you. And they kind of fall into not good enough, not worthy enough, not lovable, so on and so forth. These are containers, these are boxes that we put ourselves in. And so our behaviors are now driven by this conception, this narrative, this story that we have about ourselves. So we drive into relationships that we feel like we deserve, subconsciously a lot of times, but nonetheless, that's what happens. This is why people bounce from relationship to relationship that are chaotic and toxic in nature. We're unknowingly putting ourselves in positions that we feel that we deserve. No different than inducing fear when it comes to taking chances in business or developing your own business, or fear of losing money, fear of losing your partner, fear of whatever. Self-sabotage enters this equation. Now, it seems very bass-ackwards. Why would a person operate basically against themselves? But that's the way the human mind works, because of situation A, B, and C that have validated a narrative that we unconsciously developed about ourselves. Our behaviors are driven that way. So what I do as a coach is I challenge this narrative. And I get you to challenge it, because I can tell you that there's nothing wrong with you. And I truly believe that there isn't. The only problem is you feel like there's something wrong with you. Now, by me challenging it, I can't do it for you. I can just challenge the narrative. I can show you where the narrative came from, and I can tell you how to dissolve it. But it's up to you to do it. But the number one thing that holds people back is their story. They believe their story. Not only do they believe it, they hold on to it, because it's familiar and it validates an existence that they have. But the opposite could also be true, that it could just be an event and that's it. No other story needed to happen around it. There's no poor energy, negative energy, nothing that could go wrong with it. But we've decided that we're going to make up this story about it and let it define us. That's the challenge that you have. That's a challenge that we all have. Guess what? We're all in the same boat. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your gender. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter where you are on this planet. If your hierarchy of needs are met, meaning you got roof over your head and food in your stomach, we're going to look towards other things to create problems, unconsciously, not on purpose, but it happens. And only you can dissolve it. And that's what I help you do. Now, that may not be the streamlined thing to sit here and tell you. Well, that doesn't really tell me a lot. Well, the reason why it doesn't tell you a lot is because everything is individualized. Everybody has a different story. I have a different story. You have a different story. but how we dissolve that story and write a new story, because we are the director, the producer, and the starring actor, actress in this movie. We get to decide how this ends. It's up to us. All based on our perception and all based upon our behaviors. But this is what I do. I'm a dissolver of bullshit. It's not what happened. It's your conversation about it. And how you've decided that what happened has defined you when it has not. You define you. And that's the bottom line, because Buff Gandhi said so. If this resonates, if this interests, if this is something that you struggle with, because I can tell you most of us do, and this is something that you're tired of being tired about, hit the DM button. Shoot the message. Let's have a conversation. We'll take it from there. I'm waiting.